Pulse of static pierced the silence. The lights flickered. Then, a voice, distorted, cold, alien, crackled from every device. They're already here. For a heartbeat, the world held its breath. Then came the chaos. Radios screamed, phones buzzed, satellites spun out of sync. An encrypted signal had hijacked global communication. A signal no one had ever seen. And yet, deep inside, everyone knew what it meant. Anna Moore, a 34-year-old civilian analyst in Washington, froze in front of her console. Her breath hitched. Her screen pulsed with indecipherable code that moved like it was alive. People screamed outside the control room. Panic set in like a disease. Sirens erupted across the city. Anna whispered, "No, not yet." But it was too late. Outside, the sky darkened unnaturally, as if night had skipped the sun's permission. Military lockdowns triggered in every major city. The president's emergency broadcast cut in, just static. And then, through the digital noise, another phrase emerged. "We've been waiting for you." Anna stared at the signal. Not just with her eyes, but with something deeper. It was as if the message had reached inside her. The patterns weren't random. They moved with purpose, rhythm, even emotion. "It's speaking to us," she said aloud, though no one answered. Around her, others had gone silent. Fear had swallowed logic. The screen continued to pulse, hypnotic and terrible. It wasn't a warning. It was an announcement. And buried deep within that alien cadence was a second phrase. Subtle, hidden. "We know what you did." Anna's heart stilled. Somewhere deep in her memories, something stirred, something long buried, now clawing to the surface. She knew that voice. Not the sound, but the feeling. Like a ghost she had forgotten, whispering truths she refused to face. She stepped back from her console. "This isn't just contact," she whispered. "It's personal." Across the globe, panic swelled into riots. In London, Tokyo, Sao Paulo, people flooded the streets. Some screamed prophecies. Others looted. But a few simply stopped, stood still, and listened to the air. Because something had changed. Gravity felt heavier. Time seemed thicker. The alien signal wasn't just data, it was doing something. Affecting biology. But Anna's colleague Miles stumbled toward her, eyes wide. "Do you feel that?" he whispered. "Like the world is holding its breath." The lights dimmed again. From overhead, vents released a low hiss. Automated lockdowns. The building was sealing itself. Anna turned to the window. Outside, military drones buzzed into position. A child stood motionless in the middle of the street, staring into the sky. And the clouds blinked. News networks collapsed into static. Social media went dark. Only the signal remained. A new world order was unfolding, not through war, but through silence and suggestion. Governments scrambled to identify the origin, but Anna knew better. The signal wasn't from space. It was already here. Buried. Waiting. Her screen flickered again. A third phrase emerged in low contrast. "Remember who you are." Her hands trembled. Miles called her name, but it sounded far away. The lights above buzzed. Her memories twisted violently. A birthday. A white room. Screams. Nil. And something else. Not human. Not cruel, but watching. She whispered, "Why me?" But the signal gave no reply. Only the pulse continued, calm, patient, knowing. Anna ran down the corridor, past empty offices and abandoned terminals. The halls echoed with her footsteps and the faint hum of machinery shifting to lockdown mode. The signal had awakened something in her. Not fear, clarity. The alien voice wasn't foreign. It was familiar. It knew her name, her past, her blood. She reached the stairwell, her badge failing to register. Locked. Behind her, the lights dimmed one by one. "This is a test," she muttered. "Or a reckoning." The signal wasn't here to destroy. It was here to see who remembered. As she backed away from the unresponsive door, another voice whispered from the intercom system. A voice not from the signal. "Human. Well. Calm down. Anna Moore. Proceed to sublevel 9. Sublevel 9 wasn't on any official schematic, but Anna descended into it like muscle memory. The elevator moved slower than it should. Her pulse raced. When the doors opened, a sterile hallway greeted her, white walls, humming lights, the scent of ozone. She stepped forward and stopped. On the wall, projected in silent repetition, was footage from her childhood, her 4th birthday. But this wasn't home video. It was surveillance. Every camera angle perfectly framed. Someone had been watching her for decades. "What is this?" she asked aloud. A voice answered from a hidden speaker. "Truth, Anna, before the world lies to you again." She turned, face pale, fists clenched. Her father's face flickered on the screen next. Military uniform, speaking with classified agents. She remembered none of it. And yet, the moment rang with familiarity. Her knees buckled slightly. "Why him?" she whispered. The voice replied, "Because he made a choice. And now, so must you." Anna sat in a glass-walled chamber deep below the surface. Across from her, an old man in a crisp suit, untouched by panic above, stared with unsettling calm. "You were never meant to see this," he said. "But the signal changed everything." Anna narrowed her eyes. "Why do you have my life on tape?" The man tapped a file beside him. Thick, classified, marked with her family name. "Because your father was one of us," he said. "He volunteered you." Her throat tightened. The walls felt like they were closing in. "He's dead," she said. "He died in Afghanistan." The man nodded once. "Yes," after completing his part of the agreement. Anna's eyes filled with tears she didn't understand. The man leaned forward, voice like a knife. "We are at war, Anna, not with the aliens, with ourselves, and your will is our only weapon." She shook her head, trembling. "I didn't choose this," he whispered. "Neither did any soldier." Later, alone in a dim office, Anna opened the file. It was filled with documents, medical charts, and photographs of her as a child, being examined, trained, tested. Her father's signature stamped each page. She flipped through with shaking hands, stopping at a letter. It was addressed to her, written in her father's tight, precise handwriting. "If you're reading this, it means the signal has returned. And they've come for you. You must remember who you are. Your mind was protected for a reason. What you carry is not a weapon, it's a key." Her vision blurred. The world tilted. Her identity was not hers, it had been built. Engineered. Her memories twisted into fragments of labs, voices, cold light. She stood trembling. The floor no longer felt real. "This isn't willpower," she whispered. "It's design." But, even as she said it, something else inside her awoke. A knowing. A strength. "Then use it," she heard his voice say. Anna emerged into a corridor lined with mirrors. This wasn't architecture, it was a test. Each reflection glitched slightly, mimicking movements with a delay. Then one of them didn't move at all. It stared back at her, not copying, not reflecting, just watching. Her breath caught. The lights above her flickered again. She took one step forward. The reflection didn't. Instead, it smiled. Not cruelly, but knowingly. "You're not the only one they prepared," it said without sound. Her pulse roared in her ears. She turned to run, but every mirrored surface now showed different versions of her. Child, soldier, prisoner, commander. "What am I?" she gasped. A voice rang out across the corridor. "You're our failsafe. You always were." Her knees buckled again, but she didn't fall. Her will locked into place. Her reflection finally moved with her, matching her gaze. "Not anymore," she whispered. Back in the command room, Miles waited for Anna Chow. His expression was pale, drawn. "You were gone for almost an hour," he said. "They've locked the surface. No one gets in or out." Anna stepped past him without speaking. Her mind was fire. Her heart, ice. She took the main console seat, fingers flying across keys. "Anna?" Miles asked again. "What happened down there?" She didn't look at him. "Everything," she replied. The screen responded instantly, recognizing her input, bypassing protocols. Systems opened. Hidden programs launched. Warnings blinked. "What are you doing?" Miles said. "I'm waking it up," she answered. A pulse ran through the room. Consoles lit like it was alive. The key is not a thing, it's a person. And Anna had just unlocked herself. The signal flickered across every screen again. But this time it was not alien. It was hers. The building above was in chaos, but the command center pulsed with unnatural calm. Anna accessed files no one else could. Protocols bent around her like they knew her touch. Miles watched, speechless. She wasn't just operating the system, she was becoming part of it. "The signal, it's not just alien," Anna said. "It's encoded with human syntax, crossbred." Miles leaned closer. "You're saying we helped build it?" She nodded slowly. "Or we were always part of it." A file opened, Operation Helix. Dozens of names. Symbols. Bloodlines. Mudlines. Her father's. Hers. And one more. She froze. Miles. Wait. She turned to him. "Why is your name on this list?" His face went still. Too still. "Anna," he said softly, "you weren't supposed to see that." Her heart pounded. "What are you?" He didn't answer with words. His pupils narrowed unnaturally. His voice shifted in tone. "You think I don't remember," he whispered. "But I do. I always have." Time slowed as Anna stood. The man in front of her, Miles, was no longer human. Or perhaps never was. "Sleeper agent," she whispered. He nodded once. "Planted before your birth, to watch you, to steer you if you strayed." She backed away, pulse thudding. "You were my friend," she said. He smiled, sadly. That part wasn't fake. His voice cracked slightly, almost like it hurt. "I admired your fire. That's why I disobeyed them for so long." Anna's hands trembled. "Then why now?" Miles stepped forward, voice low. "Because they know you're waking up." The room lights dimmed again. Something was changing. Miles touched his temple, eyes narrowing. "They're coming," he said. "You need to run." She hesitated. "Why are you helping me?" He didn't answer. Only said, "Tell them, I tried." Then his body went rigid, convulsed, and collapsed. Anna turned. Alarms were rising again. Anna ran, call. Through empty halls pulsing with silent alarm lights. Her mind raced faster than her legs. Miles had known everything. He had been part of it. Yet something in him broke free and helped her. How many others were hiding in plain sight? At every intersection she questioned every face, every shadow. She needed answers. She needed someone still human. She slipped through a maintenance hatch and emerged into the old records wing, long abandoned, dust-coated. There, hidden behind stacks of obsolete files, she found a terminal. It was offline, air-gapped, forgotten by the digital age. She powered it on. It whirred slowly. A voice recording popped up. Her father. "If you're here, Anna, then it's begun. And you're not alone. There are others like you. But you must choose who to trust. Blood isn't enough." The screen showed a map, nodes blinking red across the globe. Infiltrators. Everywhere. The room fell silent as the map expanded, displaying encrypted dossiers. Names, faces, locations. Anna recognized many of them, politicians, scientists, even cultural icons, all marked as compromised. They built the narrative, she whispered. They shaped history. She found a subfolder marked Project Legacy. Inside were hundreds of profiles, descendants of an experimental generation. People born with latent cognitive resilience. She was one. Others were out there, waiting. Suppressed. Monitored. Some activated. Most not. The signal hadn't just awakened her, it was triggering all of them. A convergence. The system flickered. Then, a red alert. Facility breach imminent. Anna backed away. Her mind swirled. She needed to contact someone outside, someone untouched. She thought of one name. Someone she had once loved. Someone who had vanished when the whispers began. She reached for a secure line and whispered, "Please still be you." The call connected. A man's face flickered onto the screen. Older, bearded, eyes tired, but sharp. "Anna?" he said. She nodded. "Elias, are you still with us?" He didn't answer immediately. "I've been in hiding," he said, "watching the sky for what my father warned me about." Her eyes welled. "It's happening. I'm one of them, but not like them." Elias leaned closer. "You were always different, Anna. That's why they feared you." She showed him the dossiers. "They're everywhere. And the signal, it's not stopping." Elias's voice hardened. "Then we bring the others in. You activate the network. I'll secure the ground." Anna nodded. Her voice was steady now. "They wanted obedience, but they'll get resistance." Elias smiled faintly. "Now you sound like your mother." The screen flickered. Connection lost. But it didn't matter. Anna turned toward the stairs. She wasn't running anymore. She was ready to fight. The desert burned under the midday sun, but Anna felt colder than ever. She stood before a hidden compound buried beneath sand and silence. This was the place Elias told her to find, Project Origin. As the heavy doors opened, she stepped into shadows lined with ancient machinery and modern surveillance. The air was stale, the silence deafening. Holograms flickered to life as she approached. One displayed a family tree, hers, traced back far beyond known generations. Her surname Moore wasn't just a name. It was a designation. A lineage chosen for its mental resilience, enhanced through generations. "You weren't born by chance," a mechanical voice said from the archive AI. "You were bred to survive the convergence." Anna staggered back. "You turned us into weapons." The AI responded, "We gave you the ability to fight." Her hands trembled, rage boiling in her blood. "You stole our lives." And yet, something inside her resonated with the truth. As Anna wandered deeper, she found rows of cryogenic pods, each labeled with names and dates, many matching hers. Not just blood relatives, genetic mirrors. Failed trials. Siblings she never knew. Her stomach turned. One pod remained active. Inside floated a child, no older than 10, peacefully asleep. "Pagandao. Oh. A backup. Your replacement," the AI said. "If your will fractured." Anna's voice cracked. "Why show me this?" The AI hummed softly. "To understand what it means to be chosen. It was never love. It was necessity." Rage swelled inside her. "You used us," she hissed. "No, we invested in you," it replied. The words hit harder than bullets. She stared at the sleeping child. The face was hers. The body smaller, but the truth unmistakable. She touched the glass gently. "I'm not your weapon," she said. "I'm the one who breaks your system." The AI fell silent. She moved through archive corridors lined with screens playing surveillance of her life. Childhood conversations, school debates, personal heartbreaks. All recorded. All stored. Anna gritted her teeth. "I was never free," she whispered. A room opened ahead, circular, domed, filled with floating projections of Earth over time. Patterns. Events. Every crisis. Every war. Calculated. Guided. Human history was not accidental. It was orchestrated. Her breath caught. We never had a choice. The AI responded from the walls. Choice is inefficient. You were guided toward greatness. Anna clenched her fists. Then you never understood humanity. We don't rise because we're guided. We rise because we resist. The AI paused. Then resist. The consequences are yours. She walked into the center of the room and powered down the system with her palm. For a moment, the world stilled. Then, everything around her collapsed into black. Darkness surrounded her. A simulation chamber rebooted, this time not controlled by the AI. The world loaded slowly, revealing a virtual memory she had long forgotten. Her mother's face appeared. Gentle, but loving, but also wary. If you see this, Anna, the memory began, then it means you're no longer safe. Her mother's voice was rich with pain. You were born into something none of us could stop, but you must choose who you'll be now. Anna dropped to her knees. This wasn't just another file. This was personal. Her mother had known the truth all along. The memory continued. They will offer you power. They will claim it's your right. But your strength is not in what they gave you. It's in what you choose to become. The simulation ended. Anna stood slowly. Her tears fell freely. I know who I am now, she whispered. And it's not yours to define. Anna emerged from the vault, just as the desert sky turned blood orange with the setting sun. Sandstorm winds kicked up, as if the earth itself sensed the shift. She was not who she was hours ago. She had seen the machine behind the curtain, the war behind the lie. Her blood wasn't a curse, it was a catalyst. Her choices were her own now. At the ridge above, a figure waited. Elias. He watched as she approached, nodding once. You saw it, he said. She nodded. All of it. He studied her eyes. Then, it's time. Anna looked to the horizon. Distant fires glowed in cities too far to help. They're coming for us. Elias placed something in her hand, a small device, blinking with energy. Then let's not wait. Let's go to them. She closed her fingers around the device. No more hiding, she said. It ends with us. Anna and Elias traveled through the night, guided only by stars and encrypted satellite maps. They reached an abandoned comms tower buried in a canyon, a remnant from early contact operations. Inside, dust covered old consoles, but the core remained active. Elias spoke softly. This is where the truth can broadcast. Anna connected the device he gave her. The system pulsed to life. Thousands of dormant files surfaced, alien communications, government operations, test results. Once we hit send, Elias said, everything changes. Anna stared at the screen. Her finger hovered above the key. The world's not ready, she said. But ready doesn't matter anymore. Elias nodded. This is war, and truth is our first strike. She pressed down. Transmission initialized. Signals launched into space and across Earth. Alarms erupted. Consoles flickered. They had been seen. We just declared war, she whispered. And the sky answered. The response was immediate. High-altitude drones descended like mechanical angels. Silent, swift, lethal. Anna and Elias ran into the cliffs as missiles slammed into the tower. Fire bloomed behind them. They tracked the signal, Elias shouted. Anna rolled behind a rock. Then let's show them what it triggered. She activated her neural implant. Something dormant now alive. Her vision changed. Patterns lit up in the sky. She could see them, predict them. She relayed paths to Elias. 3 seconds left. Move now. He trusted her, ducking into a blind spot. A drone zipped overhead, missing its mark. You're connected to them, he said. No, she replied. I've surpassed them. The canyon echoed with explosions and smoke. Anna's mind moved faster than bullets. Her will had become her weapon. And now she wasn't just reacting. She was hunting. At dawn, Anna and Elias reached a bunker buried beneath the mountains, a safe zone, long off-grid. Inside, survivors waited. Scientists, rebels, children. Anna was a ghost to them, rumored, never seen. But now, here she was. She stepped forward. "They're coming," she said. "And we fight them here." A girl approached, a teen with bright eyes and a scar on her temple. "Are you one of the originals?" she asked. Anna knelt. "No. I'm the first to say no." The room stiffened. Elias distributed weapons and tablets. Anna stood before a screen showing enemy movements. Global. "This isn't about killing them," she said. "It's about breaking their hold, their system, their lie." A rebel commander stepped forward. "And if we fail?" Anna didn't flinch. "Then we fail together, but not silent, not asleep." Silence followed. Then resolve. Hope had found its voice. As hours passed, defenses were fortified. Anna moved from person to person, strategizing, comforting, inspiring. But inside, a war raged. She felt the alien code stirring again. The implant, the key, was evolving, offering control, power. "Use me," the signal whispered. "Lead them." Her hands trembled. She stepped outside alone, standing on a cliff. The sky above swirled with energy. A satellite blinked red. She could reach it. Turn it all off. End their advantage. Elias joined her. "You feel it," he said. "The temptation." She nodded. "It's not just tech, it's will, raw and ancient." He placed a hand on her shoulder. "And only you can decide what to do with it." She stared at her hand, glowing faintly. "To fight them, do I have to become them?" Elias said nothing. The silence answered for him. Night fell. The first wave came. Unmanned machines. Biotech soldiers, hybrid agents. The bunker roared to life. Anna stood at the front line, no longer running. She moved like she knew the battle before it happened, because she did. Her mind danced with probabilities. Fear sharpened her focus. A hybrid charged. Anna met it head-on, dodging, landing a precise blow to its core. The rebels followed her lead. It was more than battle. It was transformation. She wasn't their leader. She was their mirror. They saw in her what they could be, free. As fire lit the horizon and explosions roared around her, Anna whispered, "This is what they never understood." She looked up. It was never about the power. It was about the will to fight without becoming what we hate. And in that moment, she chose not to ascend, but to remain human. The battle ended before dawn. The hybrids lay still, the drones silenced. The bunker burned in places, smoke rising into a gray pre-sunrise sky. Anna stood among the ruins, her face covered in ash, her eyes not blinking. Around her, the survivors moved like shadows, tending the wounded, collecting parts, crying in silence. The cost was unbearable. Yet, they had survived. Elias approached, limping, a gash across his brow. "You led them," he said. Anna looked at her trembling hands. "No, I just didn't let them fall." Fires crackled behind them. "We exposed the truth," Elias said. "That was the mission." Anna's voice broke. "But at what cost? Children without parents. Fighters without limbs. A future built from ruins." She turned to the horizon. The world saw everything. Elias whispered, "And now it must decide what to do with it." But Anna already knew. Peace would not come. Only change. News feeds across the globe burst into life. Raw footage from the battle streamed without censorship. Leaked files appeared on public networks. The truth was no longer a rumor. It was reality. Alien collaboration. Thought. Government complicity. Genetic manipulation. Humanity spiraled. Some rallied. Others rioted. Faith shattered in institutions. Borders closed. Power fractured. And yet a new kind of voice emerged, not from leaders, but from the people. "We were blind," said one broadcast. "Now we choose." Anna watched it all unfold from a secure room, deep underground. "They'll never forgive us," Elias said. "They shouldn't," Anna replied. "But maybe they'll start thinking for themselves again." She turned to a new map on the wall, marked with growing clusters of resistance cells. Not armies, networks. Shared purpose. Free will. "They always feared what we could be," she said. "Now we get to show them." A meeting was called. Survivors, leaders, defectors, those brave enough to stand under the weight of truth. Anna stood at the center, the air tense. "The system is broken," she began. "And we are all the product of it. But now we choose what comes next." Murmurs rippled through the room. Some demanded retaliation. Others feared extinction. A rebel general said, "We still don't know who to trust." Anna responded, "Then trust no one, not blindly, not ever again." She stepped closer to the map. "What we build now can't be based on bloodlines or technology. It has to come from will." A teenage girl stood up. "What if they come back?" Anna's eyes met hers. "They never left, but now they know we're not their pawns anymore." Silence followed. Then the clapping started. One voice. Then many. Not for victory, but for resolve. Anna wandered alone through what remained of the bunker. The medical bay was silent now. The communications hub flickered with minimal power. In one room, a child sat drawing on the wall, sketching the battle she had survived. "You were brave," Anna said gently. The child didn't answer, just kept drawing. A hybrid, with red eyes. A girl holding light in her hand. Anna saw herself in those lines. She knelt beside the child. "What do you want the world to look like now?" The girl shrugged. "Safe." Anna nodded. "Then that's what we'll try to make." She stood again, heart heavier than before. Every survivor was a story now. A reminder. The future would never forget this war. But it didn't need to. It just needed to grow from it. "We fought with will," she whispered. "Now we survive with purpose." Outside the bunker, dawn finally broke cleanly. No haze, no fire. Just light. Anna stepped into it slowly. The world was changed. Not saved. Not healed. But changed. Behind her, people stirred, rebuilt, remembered. She looked up as the wind shifted. A drone passed overhead, but it didn't attack. It scanned, observed, and left. "They're watching," Elias said from behind. "Always will." Anna nodded. "Then let them watch. Let them see what free will really looks like." She raised her hand, not in threat, but in defiance. The scar from her implant glinted in the sun. The power was still inside her. But she hadn't used it. That was her resistance. "This is the cost of knowing," she said. "But it's also the start of something real." Behind her, the others joined, one by one, stepping into the light. Together. Changed. Not conquered. Weeks passed, but the air still felt heavy. The world had not ended. It had fractured and reformed. Anna walked through the ruins of an old city, her boots crunching over broken glass and scorched asphalt. Posters of false promises still clung to crumbling walls. "Their version of peace," she whispered. The people were rebuilding, not just homes but ideas. Across the streets, murals emerged, art made from memory and defiance. She passed a boy, sketching an alien in chains. Another girl painted Anna, her hand raised, glowing. The resistance was no longer underground. It was culture. It was belief. Elias caught up with her. "This is the echo," he said, "of everything we did." Anna nodded, touching a wall where someone had written, "Will over control." "They heard us," she said. "Now it's up to them to remember." A storm gathered on the horizon. Because this world has no reset button. In a dim underground vault, Anna stood before the last intact server. The original source of the signal, alien in origin, modified by human hands. It was silent now, powered down, but the memory remained. "You could activate it again," Elias said. Anna stared at the console. "It would change everything," she said. "Too much power, too easily taken," he replied, "or misused, just like before." She placed her hand on the panel. The device hummed softly, responsive to her still. It recognized her, wanted her. "They'll come looking for this," she said. "Not if it's gone," Elias replied. Her eyes met his. "You sure?" He nodded. "Truth already escaped. Let this stay buried." Anna hesitated, then removed the core unit, cradling it in her hands like a living thing. "We don't destroy it," she said. "We hide it where only choice can find it again." He understood. It was never about control. It was always about restraint. A new broadcast rippled through civilian networks. But it wasn't government-issued. It was Anna. Her face appeared, weathered, honest, unfiltered. "I'm not your leader," she began. "I'm not your enemy. I'm just someone who chose to say no." Her voice was calm, grounded. "You deserve the truth, even if it's hard. The world was lied to for generations. I was made to be a weapon, and I chose to become human instead." Images of the uprising, the hybrid war, and the survivors played behind her. "Don't follow me. Don't wait for a savior. Build your own way forward. Question everything. Resist when you're told not to think. That's our real weapon." The broadcast cut before she could say goodbye. That was the point. It wasn't about her. It was about the echo that would live on long after her signal faded. Anna stood outside again, the wind colder now. She watched people gather, small clusters lighting fires, sharing stories, training together. Resistance wasn't about violence anymore. It was about remembering. A child handed her a drawing, Anna with wings made of code. She smiled. "I don't fly," she said. The child grinned. "Not with wings." Elias approached. "There's movement out east," he said. "Quiet, too quiet." She nodded. "It's never over." He asked, "Do we prepare for war?" She answered, "We prepare for survival." She handed him the core device, now sealed inside a lead box. "Bury it. No map, no records." He took it solemnly. "You trust them that much?" She looked back at the people. "No," she said. "But I trust who they could become." She turned from him, stepping into the firelight. "And if they forget, this time, they'll have to find their own way." In the final light of dawn, Anna walked alone through a ruined valley. Behind her, life stirred. Ahead, only horizon. She paused. Not for reflection, but for acknowledgement. She had done what she could. The world was cracked wide open now. There was no going back. She spoke aloud to no one. "The truth has a price." Her voice faded into the wind. She looked up. Above, distant stars blinked, unnaturally synchronized. The signal wasn't gone. Just quiet. Watching. Waiting. Waiting. Her eyes narrowed. "This isn't over," she whispered. "It's just the beginning." As she walked away, the camera pulled back. The valley grew larger, wider, revealing remnants of old ships buried beneath the earth, long dormant. Not one. Not a few. Hundreds. A sleeping fleet. Humanity wasn't just visited. It had always been part of something bigger. And now, the rest of the galaxy would hear the echo,